Hello and welcome to part 1F of my Blender to Unity Tower Defense game tutorial. In this part we're going to be modelling what I am going to loosely call an alien spacecraft. Now this is what I have gone for. When I first initially started modelling this, I was trying to go for that Simpsons, those green aliens that were floating about in those little spaceships type look, keeping it lower poly because I wasn't going to put the aliens inside it. Whether you think I've turned that out or not in this result here is another matter. I probably couldn't argue if you said that it looked nothing like it, but you know what, it looks like something. It looks kind of cool, and maybe we can texture this out to look quite sinister as it floats across the path to be shot by our turrets. So let's have some fun. Let's create this one. It's quite low poly. Again, you're welcome to increase the polys and do the maths to join some of this stuff up, but for now I've gone for 24 edges around this cylinder, so let's get cracking. Here we are with the default Blender screen. I'm going to delete the default cube. I'm going to Shift S, cursor to center, make sure it's centered, and then do Shift A, mesh, cylinder. There we go. And I'm going to go for 24 verts or edges or faces or whatever you want to say all the way around. That seems to be about the amount you can get away with. That's front view, and then 5. Let me turn on screencast. Again, please take that at your own risk. It's not. I know it's not great. And then what I think I did was initially I scaled it to 0.5 to half the size, making it 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter, and then I believe I went for 0.35 as the size. So we've got a nice clean size there if we need to reference it and make other adjustments to it later. So let's do that, and let's just quickly do Control A, rotation and scale. I'm going into front view. I'm going to tab into edit mode. I'm going to do a Control R across this along the x-axis, because I'm going to then left click and then right click, because I want to copy. Let me just quickly spin back to the picture. This rim around here, this fattened rim, I want to copy that top and bottom, so I'll mirror that out just so that we don't need to do it. So I think you probably know the drill. Z to go into wireframe, box select the bottom ends, the verts, click vertices, and then we'll quickly go in, add the mirror modifier, and do it on the Z-axis. Please remember to unclick the X-axis. That was a mistake I made earlier on, and if you do that, then it's going to copy them over here and you can't see it. Or what if you can see it? It makes it really difficult to see, but the faces are all duplicated over there. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Coming problems later on, so don't do that. Right, let's create that little bump at the top. So we'll just do Control R again, pull it up somewhere to about there, and then we'll do Control R again. Just make sure it's on the x-axis, on the horizontal, and do 2 by doing mouse scroll wheel up, left click, and then right click, and then Alt S to scale out. And that should just pull out. You don't want to go too far, just so that should do it. Okay, and it unsurprisingly doesn't look great, and that's because we need to smooth all these edges off, so let's do that. Shading UVs, faces smooth, but that'll look rubbish because we need to, of course, to go into Auto Smooth, which is on the Object Data tab over on the right hand side. So we'll need to mark those as sharp, otherwise it's not going to look very good. Control E, mark sharp. Okay, it's not perfect yet. I'm going to do a couple more things before we tidy up those sharp edges. So let's apply that modifier. Spin back in, make sure you're in object mode. In fact, it won't let you if you apply it if you're not in object mode. Click on that, click apply. We can select that middle edge loop and do X edge loops. Okay, then one thing you could do is delete this face here, because it's never seen, and it'll save a lot of verts. It's up to you. It'll also make life easier for texturing, so let's do that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to also do the top one actually, which makes me think, well, I should have got rid of them earlier, but what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to Control Tab 2 E S like so, and then just GZ like so, and if I just tab out, it kind of looks like it's wrapped round, doesn't it? Okay, so that's the bottom piece. We'll like I say, we'll put these normals in Blender. Actually, we'll do this in Blender this time. I'm probably going to do these bolts in Substance Painter, and the top bit in Substance Painter, but let's do these what do you call them, rivets? I don't know, decorative items on your spaceship. Let's do that in Blender. Okay, right, so we need to create the top, this roof bit here. Let's do that. We'll do that by going and creating another object. I'm going to do that. I'm in object mode, yes, shift, and then do UV sphere. Unsurprisingly, or maybe surprisingly, we want to make sure the segments are 24, okay, which matches what the cylinder edges are. And we need to set the rings. We can probably go down to 12. It's going to be smoothed off, remember, so it doesn't have to go bad here. I think that looks okay, and then we'll scale that down. In fact, let's scale it to 0.5, and then G on the Z, like so, and then we'll tab into edit mode, wireframe, I'm guessing. Go into vertex select mode, and just delete the bottom vertices. Now I think the way I did this was I scaled this up just a touch and grabbed it on the Z, and then I did a right click, shift right click, control J. Let's quickly rename this now over here to Alien Craft. Okay, and now what we can do, let's just have a quick look. Let's make sure that's all smooth. Oh, face is smooth, excuse me. There we go. That needs to be smooth, that's clear. Yeah, I might just tab back in, just unselect that one. And grab on the Z, just pull it up just a bit. I think I might have scaled it on the Z axis as well, I can't remember. Let's not do that. Up to you, I'll let you tweak that. We're going to select that, alt right click that bottom edge there, and alt right click that one. W and bridge edge loops. Hooray for that tool there. We're good, but you can see that's probably looking a little unsharp, so let's sort that out. Control E, mark sharp. I think that'll tidy that up. Yes, it does. So now we just need to create these rivets here. Now, I think for this one I only created 3, and that caused me quite a few problems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the top view, Z, and tab into edit mode, and then I'm going to make sure everything's unselected. Box select the left hand side, like so, and then box select the, I'm calling it the top side, but you know what I mean, so the kind of back end. Press X at vertices, and we'll put a mirror modifier back in. But now we're going to do it on the X and Y. If it's gone funny, by the way, if it's some reason the Y isn't there, well, you need to go out and do Control A, rotation and scale. Because sometimes I say, because if you rotate this stuff around, the Y-axis for the object is not the same as you might be expecting. So if you follow these tutorials, you see I click that a lot. Okay, and what this gives us the ability to do now is the following. We can go into face mode, like so. See, we'll select those top edges, and that edge there, that's it, and that edge there. And I've overdone it, so just Alt. So excuse me, it's middle mouse. Hold middle mouse down. Okay. Right, keep your eyes on these faces here. Okay, we're going to have to do a little bit of magic later on. We're going to click E, and then right click to cancel, and then Alt S. And we're just going to pull those out, and yes, I know they don't look like anything right now, and that's kind of expected. Okay, we just need to be very careful. We don't want it too big, it's annoying me already. There we go. Okay. It looks terrible, and that's because of those seams aren't there. But the first job I really want to sort out is making sure that this edge here, Z, is tied out. This one here is cleaned up. So we'll just press X there, faces. Now I hope I can show you what I mean. If that wasn't clear, I'll just do Control Tab 2. Not you, Z. Where are you? No, it's being very unkind. Control Tab 1, I'll have to zoom right in so I can see it's that one. Pull that there, I think it's that one. Right there, okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to right click that one, shift right click that one, Alt M at last, and then that one, Alt M at last, okay, and I think that's it. I think we've done it. I hope that made sense, okay? So that you don't have to do that. You could. It just makes it clean and the edges are all joined up correctly. Let's do the same on this corner over here. Because we've got mirror modifier, we've only got to do this twice. I'll Z back out again. Very difficult, but I think it's that one and that one. Z back out. It is. So we can we can do this. Let's just grab those, and then we can delete that face here. No, here. X that face there, and then Control Tab 1 there. Alt M at last, Alt M at last. Okay, I don't think I've got clipping on. Let's put that on. Okay, still looks terrible. Excuse me, that looks awful. Let's just quickly grab that on the Y. Make sure that's tidied up. I think that'll all sort itself out in a second. Let's just do this one, GX. Yeah, I think they were not touching properly. Right, now we're going to start putting some sharp edges in. So Control Tab, Edge, Alt right click. That works. Alt Shift right click. Alt Shift right click. Alt Shift right click. Mark. Control E. Mark. Sharp. That's looking already much better. This is bothering me. I don't know why it's done that. We'll have a look at that in a second, and we'll go up to the top here. Alt Shift, excuse me, right click, Control E, mark sharp. Okay. Let's just make sure we do Control N. I'm not clear. I think I know why. Probably we need to do the following. We need to do Control Tab 3, and we need to A, C, just select all these, and if I wasn't mistaken, I'd say there was another face there. Can you see? Let me just Control Tab 2, GX. Okay, Control Tab 3. Yeah, there's a face on the inside. I think that's because I did. Be kind to me. Be kind to me. Yeah, there is. There's a face on the inside. The best way to get rid of those is, as I should have probably thought of this last time, is just to turn off the mirror modifier. Look, can you see? It's on those faces on the inside. This, I think I might have warned of this before. Alt S is a dangerous thing to press. There we go. I think I can get rid of all of those X faces. Now, if I pop that back on, much better. My apologies, people. My apologies. I hope that was clear on what happened there. Alt S, keep your eye on what it's doing on the inside of any mirror. I don't know what else to say. Probably just turn mirror off. Take a look and see if there are any edges on the inside that you can immediately clean up. Okay, so I think that looks like a done deal. This is slightly thicker than my previous model, but it's got 4 sides now, so these windows are a bit smaller. Let's save it. I think I'm going to call it Alien Craft, and I know that I'll call it Alien Craft 02, but you can call it something else. Okay. What I want to do is create some normals to show some buttons going around the edge. So let's get excited about doing that. I probably should have done that before I created the top, but it doesn't matter too much. So what we're going to do is we're going to tab into edit mode. We're going to grab one of these faces here. We're going to go to top view. We're going to do Shift D, then right click. We're going to go into, we're going to go into normal transform, and then we're going to do G, Z, Z. I think so, yes, that pulls it out along this edge here. Okay. Stick with me on this. There's a reason why we've done that, and that is that we're going to use it as a template. So what I'll do now is I'll just do P, separate by selection. Okay, I'm going to tab out, and I'm going to tab onto this one. I'm going to click it, Shift S, cursor to selected, and that's going to put it bang on where I want it to be, where I want these buttons to be. And you're thinking, well, you're only going to create one, and I am, and I'm going to use the power of arrays to move them all the way around. Right, so we have a point in space which is kind of perpendicular. Is that the word I'm looking for? It's coming out at exactly the right angle. So what I'll now do is I'll do Shift A, add a mesh, add a UV sphere. We want this nice and large. Am I in edit mode? Excuse me, I'm going to Control Z that, tab back out, Shift A, mesh, UV sphere. I'm going to rotate X 90. I'm going to scale it right down. I'm going to zoom in, go to top view, scale it right down. Okay, that's slightly annoying that I can't see the thing. Okay, and then I'm going to go RZ and pull it round so that it's at the same angle. I don't know if you need to do that, to be honest with you, but okay, so it's at the same angle, RZ, as that perpendicular beat there. Okay, and now we can go into edit mode, Control Tab 1, A, Z, and then just grab this lot It's not going to be easy as I first thought, so let's do C and just grab that lot. Delete the vertices, and we should just be left with the front piece. Okay, now tab out, and now we can delete that. Let's tab back into here, select everything, mark them as smooth. Okay, so if we just go to the front, I'll just move the cursor and unselect. You can see where I'm going with this. I'm going to copy these all the way around. Actually, what I'm going to do as well, just going to tab in, I'm just scale Z, pull that in a bit. There we go, just so they're a little bit flatter. I don't actually think it makes any difference on the normals. There we go. Okay, that's a bumper. You're thinking, well, we've only got one. Sorry, excuse me, shift cursor to center, and you'd be right, we have only got one. So let's sort that out. We're going to use an array, and we're going to put an array bang in the middle. If I just shift H, that's okay. We're going to put an array right in the middle, an empty right in the middle, and we're going to create an array that goes all the way around. So let's do that. Let's click on the, let's just add an empty, and plain axis is fine. I find these lines much too big, so if you go over to the empty selection here and just do plain axis and just set it to like 0.25 or something a bit more sensible. And if we click over here again, we will add an array modifier. Let's do that. An array modifier, and we do not want a relative offset, we want an object offset of empty. And I don't know why that's happened, probably because I need to do Control A, rotation and scale. There we go. Okay, now the first thing that's happened is it's put the second, well, if I just do 2, 3, 4, it looks as though the reason it's done the object offset is because it's kind of worked out the distance between the two items, and it's doing that because of the origin point. So we want to set the origin point to the same point as the empty, which should be easy. If we just, the cursor's already at the same point, so if we just make sure our origin is set, and we do Alt, Control, Shift, C, origin to 3D cursor. Okay, now at the moment they're all at the same place now. They're all overlapping each other, and here comes the magic. If we grab our empty and rotate it on the Z, can you see that it starts to move out? Cool, huh? And I happen to know that we've got 24 edges, and 360 divided by 24 is 15 degrees. So if I type in 15, press enter, back over to my add modifier array, and let's bang that up to 24, and if the world is a kind place, and it is, can you see? Suddenly we've got some normals to paste on, and these are going to create the effect of having bumps on that edge around there, but they're not there at all. I think that's cool, and the advantage of doing it this way is that if you decide you want to scale it up, can you see they're all going up and down with it? You know, I look at things like that and I think, oh, maybe I should do that, but I'm not going to. In fact, I'm going to probably click it and just check the size. Okay, so we'll transfer that on. This is good. We're off to a really good. And what we're going to do now, finally, is unwrap this, and we will also apply the normals to this here. So let's do that now. Let's click on this and just do Shift H to isolate it, Control S to save. Now let's apply the mirror modifier as well. Okay, let's remove any doubles. So we'll just make sure everything's selected. Go to Tools, Remove Doubles, and you think, well, why am I doing that? And that's because of these merges, but merges does automatically remove the doubles, so I didn't need to do that. I'm going to go to the Properties window and Mesh Display and unselect Sharp. I'm sure that'll come back to bother me again. Right, I can tell you where to put some of these edges straight away. Control Tab 2, let's put one there and there. Control E, mark seam. I'm going to say I've got to front view, and then Control 1 to go to back view. I'm going to put one there. We need to break this up. Control E. In fact, let's do Alt Shift right click. No, we don't need to do that. Let's just select it from there, and then we'll do Control right click. It seems like I might have got that, and then do Control E, mark seam along there. Okay, so that'll break that up. Pretty clear that we need to put one. No. I say no, but I'm actually meaning yes. Let's do that. That. This will be easier at the bottom. And I should have probably done this before I applied the mirror modifier, shouldn't I? There we go. Control E, mark seam. I don't think we need one down the bottom because, and I'll tell you why, there's nothing down there. Let's tighten these bits up. Control E. Let's do those ones as well. I think that's a good idea. It's not going to make a huge difference if we do that because they're so small, they're not going to be seen. Okay, Control E, mark seam. We're getting close. I suggest that we definitely do those ones. I'm going to do those and those. Okay, I'm getting lucky with my selections here. Sometimes it seems easy to select these. So you can't see me typing Alt-Shift, can you? But I'm doing Alt-Shift right-click. Too many times because I was an idiot and didn't do it before I applied the mirror modifier, but I don't mind. I hope you don't mind. I don't mind doing stuff where I don't have to think. Okay, Control E, mark seam. I think that I should probably do them here as well, just to break this bit up here, yeah? I think if you don't, it creates this sort of spread eagle effect, where it all spreads out. It's red everywhere. Oh, I really wish I'd applied the mirror modifier, but we're getting there, people, we're getting there. Sometimes if I've selected an edge, I think that might be it, is it? Okay, Control E, mark seam. This top bit's an interesting one. I suggest we do this, like so. Okay, and finally, I think that might be it. Control A, Control A, Control A do. Control E, mark seam. That's the other thing about Blender that really bugs me. When you press a button you didn't mean to, and you probably found you've done something you didn't want to do. Right, let's save this. Let's pull out the UV image editor. I'll just do NT over there to hide that lot. Okay, if you press F over when you're on the UV image editor, it will scale everything to fit the window. Let's tab in, select everything, unwrap. How are we looking? I think we're looking okay. This is the sort of fanning effect I was talking about. Okay, I don't like that. There's no need for it, and I think we can. You see, it might be useful if you are working in GIMP or something, and you don't want this seam to be here because it's going to create a problem for you later on. If you're using GIMP or something like that, and you want to keep these all together and nice, so that you can create an effect that doesn't need you to tidy up this seam later, go ahead. Let me just think about this. Can we get away with it? The difference being that if we do put the seams here, here, it allows us to have a lot more texture space because that thing is just cumbersome. So I'm going to do it. I'm sorry. Okay. Right. Let's just immediately, let's just get busy. We're going to start doing L's and Control L's to grab all this stuff. I'm going to L you and grab you. I don't know why you decided to go somewhere else. L G. Oh, see, that's what you press. Alt. L G X. Just pull this stuff along so there's a bit of a gap. I press K. What does K do? L G X. I'm trying desperately to go quickly and it's costing me. You guys take your time. Okay. L. Rotate that. I'm going to make that straight. Am I? Yeah. Grab, rotate it, make it as straight as possible. LR again. You see, I might be able to get a little bit more room if I kind of put, some upside down and some the other way up, but I'm not going to do that for now. LR. So grab that. Okay. And it looks like we've got one here. LR. Ooh. Grab that. I'll put that over there, shall I, for now? Let's grab all those. Well, I'm very confident that we can just grab that L, grab there, put that over there, somewhere like that. I was going to say that I could put these on top of each other, but I bet I probably can't. L, R. No, they won't go on top of each other because they're the same size. Slightly annoying, unless I scale each one down slightly. I won't do that. Let's do the following. Let's grab. Oh, see, this is the trouble. See that? Just get rid of that and grab that. Okay. What can we do? L R. Is that not quite? Oh, they're getting right on my nerves. I wonder what they are. Okay. Sorry, apologies, just moving that down a bit. Create a bit of space. Right, so let's L, G. Well, it goes over the two of them, doesn't it? Like so. L, G, grab that one and put that one over those two. I know we can move that top piece in a minute. L, G, L, R, grab that. Does go over 3, doesn't it, almost? It does go over 3, easily. In fact, we can move that down quite a long way, can't we, if we do 3? And then finally, L, grab. If only, eh? If only. I mean, I could do something like that, where it just crosses very slightly. I'm not going to. I'm a purist. I don't know what to do with it. A, B, grab those. Grab that lot. Grab that lot, stick it in there. And then L, grab it, stick it in there. Yes, they're getting right on my nerves. So let's just Control L, grab that down. Control L, grab that and put it over here somewhere. Oh, I know what we could do. Oh, hang on. Does it? No. I could scale them up slightly. Let's do that. If I scale them up slightly, then I can make them fit around those bits, can't I? So Control L, scale them up. There we go. And then if I Control L that lot, just grab it and move it, then Control that one, grab it and move over there. Okay, now we're talking. Okay, so now, no, there. L, grab. Okay, and then L, grab. It's kind of weird, isn't it? I'm actually scaling stuff up to make it fit. Okay, and then I do the same with you. That, then LR 180, and grab it, and again scale it up just a touch. Okay, not hugely happy with that, but it looks a lot better. Let's grab that. Oh, grab that out of the way. Grab that a lot, something like this. Control L. Oh, just messing around here. I hope. Please feel free to say I've had enough. Thanks. I know what to do now. Let's grab that lot. Pull those in there. Grab that lot. And pull them. Put them there. Clearly, that needs to go somewhere else. That only leaves you two, and I'm just thinking you just easily fit in there. Right. So now. Grab it, scale it up. Look at this. I think if we rotate 180, no, 90, and then just grab those there. L, grab there. Then L, grab there. We've got more scaling capacity. Let's just grab it. Put that over there. This is only really going to scale as much as those top ones. So let's just scale them up. It's about there. Lovely. Okay, and then we're going to have to move this one over. Look, I can see. Control L, yeah, see, Control L, and then I think it's Control I, and then GX, lovely. Okay, I didn't check the stretch, did I? I think we're good. I'll save that. Now the one thing we will do is Alt H to bring out our fellas here, and we'll create a normal map for it. Okay. To do that, we need to go back into here. Here. And we need to assign an image to our alien spacecraft. So let's do that. Let's click on New, and we'll call it Alien Spacecraft. Normal. We're going to do 2048 by 2048. And click OK. Click OK. Thank you. And that creates a black image, which is fine. And now we simply need to select those ones, and then shift right click those, go over to the camera, and if you slide down here to the bake window, click on normals. A few things here can be loads of fun, but you want selected to active, and what that means is it'll pick all of the objects you've selected, but the last one you select is the image it's going to bake onto. Okay, I think if I do this, I'm going to lower the margin down as well to something like 8. This is fine, and then click on bake. I think I'm going to hit my first issue, and I am, and it's okay. I know what this is. The circle's up here, by the way. This is where we want stuff. This is great. This is exactly what we want. And those are the ones that will look like. Put back to our image here. These ones look like this. You can see that normal maps aren't a miracle cure. They'll create an indent or a outdent. That's what I'm looking for. You know what I mean? To the image, but they will not, create a perfectly smooth circle like the ones we see here. And they don't create a magic solution. But we've got this weirdness here, and what's happening is that the baking tool is kind of taking these things and baking all the way through to the other side of the image. So we can fix that by selecting a distance. Okay, now if we just start with 0.1, and what this does, by the way, it means that it's going to stop after that's been baked onto there. It's not going to keep going through the image. It's going to stop after a certain distance, but you need to get the distance close enough so that it bakes onto it but doesn't bake too far. So it can be a bit of a... So can you see it? Look at that. That's almost that's almost perfect. I think if I did 0.1, 0.2 is probably going to be too much, is it? It's not. And as we can see that, look at, oh, excuse me, if I just do Shift Space and then F, we can see that none of this other stuff is being affected, which is great. So we've got these ones at the top here. If I just tab in and then switch off stretch, you can see, thanks to our skillful mathematics earlier on, that it's put a bump into each of the segments. Okay, and that is actually a finished alien spacecraft. I hope that made sense. I hope that wasn't too confusing. We'll make it look a lot more like this. In Substance Painter, I added some bolts in Substance Painter, put a little thing at the top. I never really got satisfied with what I was doing with these windows. I never did a great job on those. So let's see if we can fix that, or let's see if your creativity can do better than me. Let's be honest. There's a good chance it will. There's one more thing I would like to do, and I wish I'd done it a moment ago, and that is just to grab this, excuse me, these ones, this piece here, this top piece here, excuse me, and just, thank you, I think, oh no, and that was one as well, and just scale that in, and just do Shift Z so it doesn't do it like so. That's better. That's better. That's what the effect I was after. We're going to have to tab, Control A, rotation and scale. Let's not do that because I'm going to have to do all that unwrapping again. I can't be bothered. There we go. I'll just leave it like that for now. I wish I'd done that earlier. I think you'll agree that looks a little bit better. S, Shift Z, and just pull that in. I think you'll agree that looks just a little bit nicer, but I've missed the boat. So. In fact, I hope I haven't even overwritten it. If I have, I will fix it before the next tutorial. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe and like. I'm shooting for 100 subscribers before I do the next one, so I hope that we can keep the tally going up just to keep me motivated. We're going to do one more alien spacecraft, and then we'll get on with the fun stuff of texturing it. And I promise you, it will be fun. We'll have a good time. Substance Painter is a weird one, but it can produce some very good results very, very quickly. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. See you next time.